Nightwing has his memories back, so what does that mean for the future of Nightwing? And what about the Justice League? What if Black Adam were to join them? This is the Comicstorian channel where we take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues, and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them all dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Today we're going to be covering 2 more issues of DC's new initiative, Infinite Frontier. Justice League number 59 and Nightwing number 78. Justice League 59 also has Justice League Dark in the back of it. And I'll let you know in the video when we break off into these different issues. There's no backstory to give you at this point. The only thing you need to know is that Infinite Frontier is the new initiative at DC Comics, a brand new beginning for many of your favorite comic books. So let's go ahead and start off with the Justice League. Infinite Frontier, Justice League number 59. As the sun begins to set over Kahndaq, a young boy sits by a grave drawing in the sand. As a shadow is cast over him, he panics, and a voice tells him that they did not mean to disturb him. As Black Adam floats down, he looks at the marker, asking if that is his mother. And the young boy says, "Yes, sir. She died last year. Same for you?" Black Adam tells him no, he's here for his beloved. She passed on this day years ago. She passed defending this great land with him. She passed trying to teach him a thing that he has yet to fully grasp. The boy reaches into his pocket, asking, "Do you like candy? I stole some." Black Adam asks, "Hard candy?" "No." But then the boy points up, asking, "What is that?" And Black Adam looks back as a demon appears, asking, "Was that weird? Because man, did it feel weird." Black Adam tells the boy to leave. He will protect his mother. And the demon sniffs the air, stating that this place smells fantastic. "What is your name?" After a few moments of thinking, Black Adam tells him, "Adam." And the demon goes on stating, "Well, Adam, you wouldn't believe what I went through to get here." Adam asks, "What does he want here?" And the demon points to the lightning bolt on his chest, asking, "What is that? What does it mean?" Black Adam again asks, "What does he want?" And the demon laughs at him. "Honestly, pal, you're not going to like that answer." As the demon charges and the two collide, causing a massive explosion, Black Adam yells for him to go back from whence he came. And the demon smiles, stating, "That is some power level you're flexing. You're the ruler of all of this?" And Black Adam struggles back, telling him, "As far as you're concerned." But as the demon breaks through, he grabs Black Adam by the throat, slamming him into the ground. And then he stops. "Wait, how many of your kind are there?" Black Adam gets up, ready to fly, telling him, "You will leave this world alone, or I will bring the power of..." But before he could say the words, Superman stomps him. "It's okay. The Justice League is here. We'll handle things now, Black Adam." He then calls out the demon, stating, Black Adam might not be the most ideal ambassador for this world. But Batman calls out, asking, "What do you want?" The demon jumps at Superman, telling him, "They call me Brutus. I'll keep things simple. All of this belongs to Brutus." Superman catches the punch, throwing him back. Oh, too bad. At least Black Adam was on the right side of this. Once Brutus is out of sight, Superman looks back, asking, "Are you okay?" And Black Adam tells him, "Of course I am. This invasion is far from over." Over the waters, Brutus catches himself, telling him, "This place is perfect. Well, not perfect, huh?" A giant wave forms around him as sharks begin to jump out, and Aquaman tells him, "I don't normally use the wall of sharks on a stranger, but anyone who could toss around Black Adam, I'm not going to take a chance." As Aquaman jumps up and sends the two down below, he reaches for Brutus's neck when he suddenly notices something. Brutus releases a burst of energy, knocking Aquaman out, and he begins to head back to the surface. But as he comes out, Hawkgirl cracks him with the mace, shattering one of his horns, stating that Aquaman wasn't done. As he falls back down, Brutus is struck from behind, launching him back out of the water. But Hawkgirl sees that her mace is having a strange reaction to hitting Brutus. Brutus tells her, "Wow, okay. What's that battle stick made out of?" All the others begin to close in, and Brutus opens up a portal, stating, "You know what? I was clearly ill-prepared for this. I see that now, so, pause. I'll be back, better equipped." Superman tries to grab him, but something pushes him back, allowing Brutus to disappear. As Batman arrives, he opens up the hatch to the jet, stating that he has never seen Hawkgirl's mace do that before. And Hawkgirl says it never has. Superman looks at Black Adam for more information, but he says, "You know what I know. My people have been through enough for one day. Justice League." As Black Adam leaves, Aquaman asks if Adam just kicked them out. Him? Sure. But who kicks out Superman? Superman uses his enhanced vision to watch Black Adam leave, and for a moment, Black Adam pauses and looks back. Batman then calls out to Superman, telling him that they have work to do. But later that night in Port Oswego, Oregon, Naomi McDuffie says, "Okay, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, you ready?" As she creates a flash of energy, she yells, "Ta-da!" and all of her friends cheer, stating, "Oh my god, is this a trick?" Naomi says nope, she got superpowers from her birth parents that she never met. They unlocked it, and her life has been crazy ever since. But before she could go on with her own origin story, she hears a commanding voice asking, "Naomi McDuffie, a word." As Naomi looks back, she sees Black Adam floating above her. Justice League Dark, just outside of Augustus Priory ruins in Wales. The groundskeeper sees a man attempting to enter the crypts, and he shines a light yelling, "Hey, this area's closed off for the night. You can't be here. Are you lost or something?" The man begins to cast a spell, stating, "I have been on the edge of reality and watched the cosmos shape into things that I don't even have a name for. I have seen newborn gods create worlds from nascent thought and contemplated existence while wandering through the heart of a dying star. I have been farther from this place, my home, than you can even imagine. But no, friend, I am not lost. I have returned." Inside, the ruins come to life and they revert to how they were before by the glory of his magic. It has been so long since he was last here that he had forgotten the very guardians that he placed in the halls. They are undone with a mere gesture, but for a moment, he is amused by how quaint his magic used to be. He steps through the inner sanctum and down into the catacombs, past the buried dead, into a set of stairs that are ancient, older than anything else in this resurrected place. He could feel the thrumming magic even here, growing closer with each step of his descent. And at the bottom of the stairs is a cavern whose floor is filled with waters from a long-lost lake. In the waters stands a stone, and in the stone stands a sword. Caliburnus is its name, although it has taken others over time. Watching over the water, the sword, and the stone is a girl of the ancient Anatolia. Sir Eleanor Rushtu is her name, and she was to be the 13th knight, charged with her eternal watch when all she wanted to do was go with the others to win the war. As she hears the echoes of his feet coming down the stairs, she can scarcely believe it as she turns wide-eyed, smiling, knowing that her watch is at an end. At last, the man steps forward and Eleanor kneels, asking, "Merlin, my lord, you have returned." Meanwhile, 16 miles east of Magdalena, along a dusty road, Zatanna asks if he's going to tell her why he's here, and Constantine tells her it's complicated. In the 7th century Antark, a Hellenic priest named Euphlexus recorded a series of prophecies that he claimed were being told by a seraph. He wrote of an archangel who shall, at the end of the moon cycle in the cradle of Magdalena, bestow the gift of heaven to aid in the coming war. Separately, in 1994, Josh Engels, a vocalist in the band of Schluflestand, sang an unplanned 8 minutes in ancient Sumerian. Although Joss would later deny any knowledge of her Sumerian interlude, translations would state that the Earl of Hell came and brought forth a weapon to strike down the false gods. Now, ordinarily, I'd say it was a load of porkies. But the time and place in both prophecies, it is this day and this place, a coincidence set 13 centuries apart. I was curious. As the truck that they're riding in stops, Constantine helps Zatanna as she smiles, stating that he can't resist sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong. But did we have to ride in the back of a pickup truck that smells like a wet dog? Constantine lights a cigarette, stating that they never actually had a chance to sit down and talk about her father. He figured even Zatanna, the world's greatest magician, needs a little time in the middle of nowhere, on a dusty trail, under a sky where you can still see the stars. Zatanna looks away smiling and reaches for his hand, stating that if he isn't careful, she might mistake him for a romantic. As the two arrive at their destination, they see a house on fire and the people fighting it. Zatanna asks what's happening, but Constantine yells for her to stop them. She tries, but says that she can't, and she'll explain later. Can he do something? So he sighs, making a cut in his palm, dripping the blood on his watch, stating, I really liked this one. As he lets go, he stomps on the watch and everyone freezes in place, allowing them to see what is going on. Zatanna looks around at all the people asking what is happening here, and Constantine says that he honestly doesn't have a clue. However, what he doesn't know was that those two prophecies were in fact true. The angel Orphile arrived in a predestined bolt of lightning, bringing with him the gift of heavens, followed by the demon Bifrons, who rose from the bottomless sinkhole carrying the weapon of hell. As the angel and demon went about their task, both sets of cultists arrived on the scene, hoping to see their long-held beliefs affirmed. The children of the gift looked upon the angel Orphiel and saw him in his true form, his light blinding them and fusing their souls with a heavenly fervor. The Sulphurites saw that at last their long-prophesied demon in his true visage drove them entirely mad. And true to form, heaven and hell left the ludicrous humans to their own devices and, well, walked away. There in the blood and the fury, amid the broken and the pained, stood the gift of heaven and the weapon of hell, yet with all the bearing of a familiar face. As the man rises, Constantine asks, Jason? Jason Blood? And the man tells him, yes, that is my name. Constantine asks, what happened? And Jason tells him, I have come bearing a task of my own and a message for you all. We stand at the precipice. From the edge of all reality, something beyond our knowing has returned. Back at the ruins, Elnara runs to Merlin asking, is it over? Is the war over? Did we win? And Merlin smiles, touching her face, telling her, yes, it is indeed over. Even though ours is a conflict truly eternal. Just then a slorching sound can be heard, and Merlin says, and your part in it all has been played. He pulls his arm out of her torso. She tries to speak. She wants to know why. Why has she wasted her life? But the hole in her prevents her from doing that. Merlin walks past, stating that her watch has ended and that his has just begun. He reaches for the Caliburnus, pulling it out of the stone, stating that they have no more need for this, and he melts away the sword, and from its hilt, a red gem falls into his hand. And once set into his necklace, he says that he will do at last what he could not have done all those years ago. He will drag the world towards its destiny, kicking and screaming if he must. Next up, we have the return of classic Dick Grayson with Nightwing number 78, the beginning of the new Nightwing storyline. Gotham Heights Park. A long time ago, there were a group of boys bullying someone. There was a young girl who tried to stop them, but one of the boys was Shelton Lyle. Shelton was a very privileged kid, perfect teeth, wealthy family, but it wasn't just the attention of the girls that the boys got. It also struck a chord with the young Dick Grayson. By this time, Dick had already lost his parents to Tony Zuko, so there really wasn't anything that could hurt him. Shelton commented that he saw the last act of the Flying Graysons at the circus and said that it was the greatest show that he had ever seen. But that didn't faze him. Dick stood his ground, telling Shelton to leave these kids alone. Shelton took a swing, but Dick, being rather nimble for his size, used it and easily headbutted Shelton without so much as taking his hand out of his pockets. Of course, this led to a brawl, which now also brought the attention of the police. Shelton asks if they know how much trouble they're going to be in. His dad owns the cops! And the little girl asks, do you really think that they'd listen to you over me? What do you think, Dad? And behind the little girl is Jim Gordon. Jim brought Dick home, and little Barbara was amazed that he lived in a castle. Thought that the lack of dragons and a moat was a little disappointing, though. As Dick went inside of Wayne Manor, Jim explained to Alfred what had happened, and Dick started to quietly wash the dishes, with Alfred stopping him. Why are you doing my job? Dick says that even if it was, he still wants to help. Alfred then begins to dry the dishes, stating that he heard that there was a fight, and that he fought 3 other students. Dick says that there was a kid, and the others were hurting him. I'm sorry. Alfred laughs, telling him that Master Bruce may feel the need to wear a costume to be a hero. But I am glad that Dick Grayson stood up when someone else was in need. It takes a different hero to help out without a mask. Now we go to the current times, 2021, and a group of college students run after a small dog, throwing rocks and kicking it. Gotham has a madness in it, but this is Bloodhaven. These people are just cruel. After kicking the puppy one last time, Nightwing steps through the fog, stating, usually I'd open up with something disarming and witty, but I'm not usually this disgusted. One of the men from the group yells that they were just having some fun, and Nightwing asks, your idea of fun is torturing small animals? You really need to broaden your horizons. The student reaches into his jacket, pulling out a gun, stating, well, I guess the fun is over, and he points it at the dog. Nightwing bats the gun away with his baton, and he starts to take down the group, stating, I am not going to let you shoot a puppy in the head. And in his experience, the next thing is the dog waking up without its memories, driving a cab. With or without amnesia, a dog shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car. As the college students run away, Nightwing takes off his glove and he holds it out to the puppy, telling it that he isn't going to hurt it. The dog growls and bites his hand. Nightwing picks her up and pets her. That's okay. Let's just get you to the vet so that I can go to the doctor. But meanwhile, elsewhere, Blockbuster holds a secret meeting with the mayor of Bloodhaven. As Blockbuster waits, the mayor says that he does have office hours and an office. Meeting at night under a bridge feels like a way to attract trolls. Commissioner McLean opens up a briefcase of paperwork, and Blockbuster says that a number of his businesses have already been stagnating. The council president, Melinda, looks at the paper asking if he has spreadsheets, really putting the organized in the organized crime. Blockbuster tells her not to pretend to be shocked by a well-run operation. And the mayor asks, "Why are we out here? What do you expect me to do?" Blockbuster tells him that he's expecting him to do as he was told. "And you have failed." As the mayor begins to ask what would he have had him do, Blockbuster grabs him by the head, telling him, "We are having this meeting so that you can be made an example out of." He begins to apply a bit of pressure and the mayor's skull cracks. He then begins to clean the blood from his hand, stating that the mayor's body will be found. As council president, you will be next in line. Your job will be to serve the city, and I am the city. Do we have an understanding? Melinda tells him, of course, and Blockbuster goes on stating, "I spoke to your father. He's a killer, but he is not a liar. I understand that you are estranged, but Tony spoke highly of you. Congratulations, Mayor Zuko." Back with Nightwing, he heads home after a visit to the vet, and then to the doctor when he notices something strange. He owns the apartment block where he lives, paid for when he had Wayne money, but he's quickly running out of funds. But something's wrong. There's someone in his apartment. Without giving him a chance, Nightwing suits up, jumping through his own window, but is quickly thrown against the wall. As Nightwing lays upside down against it, he looks up, and Barbara says, "Surprise!" And if you're going to operate as a superhero out of an apartment, you need better security. You might have some cutting-edge stuff, but anyone with years of experience trespassing and advanced defense-disabling technology wouldn't have a problem. There is something I need to tell you, though, Dick. Before she could continue, she hears a bark and asks, "What's that?" And as Nightwing brings the dog in, Barbara screams, stating, "Oh my god, it's so adorable! Welcome to your forever home, little girl." Nightwing says that this is not her forever home, but Barbara tells him that once he brought this thing through the window, it became her forever home. Just accept that you have a fur baby now. But as to why I'm here, as Oracle, I was chosen to be the executor of Alfred Pennyworth's will. While you were not yourself, Dick, a lot has happened. You should take a seat. A few moments later, Nightwing looks at the laptop and says that it has a lot of zeros. Barbara tells him, yeah, Alfred was a billionaire who liked to make sandwiches for those he cared about, because he wanted to. She then takes out a letter, handing it over, stating that this might also help explain a bit. She didn't open it. As Nightwing sits, he opens up the letter and begins to read a letter from Alfred to him. Alfred said that he knew leaving his fortune to him would be a bit of a shock. But as Master Wayne's legal guardian, he was given a large amount of Wayne Industries stock, as well as a ludicrous amount of wealth he never had a need for. He invested much wisely in places that it would do the most good, which, in fact, he planned on coming to him for. Like Bruce, his mind is astonishing. He can think in ways no one else can. He is a problem solver, and the world is full of problems. There would be no one better to leave this fortune with. Just know that he does believe in Dick Grayson, and that he knows that the world will be a better place with more people like him wanting to help those in need. And above all, though they rarely say it out loud, he was very proud to call him his son. Meanwhile, in Upper Bloodhaven, Melinda comes home and her bodyguard asks how did it go. She begins to wash her hands from the blood transferred from Blockbuster's handshake, stating that she is now the mayor. And the bodyguard asks if she's ready for this, and Melinda says she is. She is not, however, ready for him. The bodyguard says that she can't wait long. She may not get another chance. And Melinda looks at the poster of the Flying Graysons, and Nightwing specifically circled, and she says that he knows soon. And that concludes the 2 issues we're going to bring you this week. So once again, if you're new to this kind of format we're doing, every Friday will be 2 to 3 issues of the latest DC books. A lot of these stories will be compiled into full stories later, so if that's your preferred way to watch these videos, don't worry, you're not actually going to be waiting very long. This is just a way to get the individual parts much faster. If you want to have a say in what happens on this channel, please consider coming over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian, where at the mini producer tier, you actually get a vote in what is coming to the channel. You guys already voted for Vision. You already voted for the Batman Inc. storyline that is probably already started now or will be soon. You got Winter Soldier, Falcon, Winter Soldier. All these books are coming out real soon, all because you guys voted on it. And to remind you, the reason we're doing these kind of like compilation episodes, I need long episodes for YouTube's algorithm. And this allows us to do more stories that I wouldn't be able to fit on this channel because the fan base is kind of small. A character like Nightwing is actually difficult for me to bring to the channel. You wouldn't think he would be, but he actually kind of is. And don't forget, please consider checking out our Patreon. Regardless, thank you for listening to me rant for a minute. If you stuck around all the way to the end of the video, you are a true superhero, and I will see you next time right here at Comicstorian.